Hello, good afternoon, good morning, welcome back to VIOC. Action, this is your boy Mr. Leon Hunt, better known as Mr. Rasbooks, one time for the one time count, cool count quench. And here is again another special show as we always have every weekend. Well, today is actually really unique because we've been already. So we had a whole session about our Olympians, our past Olympians for the Virgin Islands, and we have a unique situation on this particular show because a big event that got coming up. So we're gonna take some time away from highlighting all our Olympians, and then kind of change gears, and then we'll come back with that some other weeks ahead of time. And then you guys over there from last week, we had a great St. Croix agriculture fair. That was amazing. I was over there, enjoy all the great food, the people, the food, and guess what? Some more food. So had a great time over there. Seeing a lot of athletes over there as well. So we got lots of action going on, and again, this is 2020. So we're getting ready for our, of course, 20 Tokyo Olympic Games. Which is going to be really unique because I will be there. We got a lot of our athletes gearing up for competition, for qualification, because as we get into the new as we enter to the new year, going into our spring semester or the springtime, it's a lot of qualifications for all the different discipline of sports. So in the next couple of weeks, we should be hearing a lot of great news from different organizations and federations to see what our athletes results have been going. But hey, we got that going on the line. But today it's all cool. Cause guess what? Today we got a basketball player that's in right now, and this is gonna be his first time on the air, and we won't get to hear all about it. Cause we got a big competition coming up on the 24th. We're gonna be playing Cuba, for our national team playing Cuba in down in UVI in St. Thomas. So if you guys here, come out check out the game. So we're gonna get some more highlights on the thing. So we're gonna kind of be presenting the game and see what we got, what kind of action we got coming in. All right. So today's show we got Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, how's everything going? Javon Jackson, that is.
How you doing? How you doing? I'm well. I can't complain.
All right.
Just taking it one day at a time. Preparing for the game in a couple of days. It's been a long week, a long journey getting this far to be able to be as productive as we have became. But we definitely looking forward to this competition and looking forward to qualifying for Tokyo, as
Yeah,
you said.
yeah, because I mean, we always had a great basketball. Well, we always had great basketball players. Then we always get to these tournaments, and we always put like our last big game was when we was in Panam Games, and we always get stuck with the major teams, man. Either the USA, we either get the Mexico, we either get Canada. But I think this time around, I think we're gonna be okay. I think we kind of got the knowledge now. We kind of got our players on board to even work together, and I'm positive
Right.
on it. You know what I mean?
As we all should be. As you said, we have the players on board. We all want to work together. We are going for one thing and one thing only, to come up with a W. So at the end of the day, we sacrificing ourselves for each other. Regardless, we are our brother's keepers. So we're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure we stand strong and we hold off whoever is in front of us.
I hear that. So before we go on to this game, because that's the highlights of everything. Let the people know who Mr. Jackson is. All right. So let's start out. So where was you born at?
I'm born and raised in St. Thomas,
Uh,
Virgin Islands.
all right. So the man
Yep.
is a rock man.
Yep.
Okay. Basketball. Where did you go high school?
Well, I started off at York in my ninth grade year.
Mm-hmm.
First year in ninth grade. Well, as you know, I played varsity, and when I played varsity, I was one of the advanced players, and it was to a point that some coaches saw me in the states, and they actually recruited me to come to Miami to play. And myself and a fellow other Virgin Islanders, a few other Virgin Islanders was up there as well, and we all played on this team. So did senior high school in Homestead, and I further my career going to prep for my senior year. Um, that was in South Kent, Connecticut,
Mm-hmm.
and when I got to that level of basketball, things really, really changed because I was playing with the top, like I'm talking about the top players in the nation, fellow teammates, Isaiah Thomas as well as Deion Waiters, Jinsu Kim from Korea, Hassan Sene, he went to Virginia. We had a lot of elite players on our team playing
So
against people like Brandon Jennings, OJ Mayo at the time. Um, it was just a whole lot. Tyreek Evans
wait.
and
All right. So wait. So you went from St. Thomas to Florida, South Florida. How was that transition from being on a small territory, in a small island, and then going to the mainland and adapting to that, to a whole brand new team? How was that transition?
man, to be honest with you, it wasn't easy. It was a fight because I wasn't used to being pushed to the limit.
Mm-hmm.
And for being one of the better players down here as a freshman in St. Thomas, it came so easy. So I felt like my game could only evolve so much,
Mm-hmm.
moving on to the next level. But when I got to the mainland, like you said, things were a little different. I wasn't the main person anymore. It was like, nah, you ain't nobody. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just as good as the next person next to you. So you gotta fight to earn your spot, and that's exactly what I did. So again, just in Florida itself, I wasn't even ranked in the top 10 players. So it was like, wow, in my class, and
Right,
I was
right,
just a
right.
sophomore going. It was just like, wow, like who are these people? And I want to play against them. So I did what I had to do to put myself in the best position to make sure that I got to the place I needed to get to. And as a result, I just became better and better and better. And coaches saw that, colleges saw that. Unfortunately, I suffered some injuries that slowed me
Mm-hmm.
down. But outside of that, it still worked out that I was able to get a full scholarship and got my education. And now I here still doing the things I love to do as
So
far as basketball goes.
so I see that a lot with, I will at least being from the Virgin Islands, that a lot of us here are really talented and skilled, and is until we actually get to leave the territory and then go to elsewhere, another island or to the mainland or even across the world for competition and tournaments, then we really see like, oh man, we were just really just another number, you know what I mean? Like everybody where we at now,
That is
it's
true.
everybody's bigger,
Okay.
stronger, and faster. So you like, okay. So getting our athletes here in the Virgin Islands to understand, okay, you might be really good here, but you gotta be great here to be just a number when you leave off the island, and then when you go there, you got a whole nother journey to conquer. You know what I mean? But the good thing about being
That's
from the
exactly
Virgin
what it
Islands
is.
and even going through that is that many of our athletes go to the other um, regions of the world and actually push far. So I can honestly say a large percentage of our athletes who leave the country go someplace else and play ball, play tennis, bowling. Well, I can put bowling there because Sydney over here from St. Croix, yeah, me and her got thing of same. Is bowling is really a sport, but guess what? It is a sport. But anyways, but wherever it is that whatever discipline is, we leave here, we go someplace, we push, and we become one of the main players in that particular field. And I think that's something that the Virgin Island athletes that we have to share and to take it to the next level. So, and use a product of that. So, in going through high school, just as everybody went through, then like you said, you got injuries and everything, but you still was able to get a scholarship. Great, because a lot of us
That's
either
right.
get a scholarship or you got to pay for school, and if we got to pay for school, we probably ain't gonna go to school because the heck expensive, just like any other school, but it's really tough. So you
That's
came
right.
out on the good side to having to get a scholarship, and you say you went to Kent State.
No, no, I went to South Kent Prep. That was
Okay,
that was
South
my
Kent
senior
Prep.
year of high
Okay,
school.
and then
Yeah,
where is that located?
that's in Connecticut.
Okay,
That's
so
in
you went to so
Connecticut.
you leave
Connecticut. Yeah.
so you left nice Florida, nice hot down there to go to Connecticut. Was this the first time you was up there when it was cold?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. It's
So
the first time I experienced snow.
So you went there, you like, dude, like, yo, we get snowed on. Hey, never seen this thing before. Like, did that affect your psyche, your mental, your physical?
Honestly, it didn't. At times I would feel a type of way because it's just not what I'm used to. But I know what it is I had to do, and
Mm-hmm.
regardless of whatever, it's only for a moment in time. I wasn't gonna be there forever. It was for me to move on to my next journey wherever
Right.
I had to go, and I know I just had to make all the sacrifices to make sure I get through and get it done. So I did what I had to do.
All right. And so this was the prep school. So that mean this was like, I guess in most prep school, this is everybody 12th grade and or at least 13th grade, I would say, because they get to go to school for that extra year,
Extra.
um, and then they get to be put in a pool on that 13th year, to where they enter into like yeah, prep school where they get to Oak Hills and so forth and play
Yeah.
competition against these particular schools, and then get advantage of course increasing your points in your stats to where college now could come see you and say, okay, well, yeah, like if you'd have went to college that first year, which would have been your freshman year instead of taking that extra year, you probably would have still got redshirted. But now we see how you are now. We could bring you in the next year as a true freshman and then be able to play, going into your freshman year. So was that the same way how you did?
It wasn't for that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It was really because the opportunity was it was on the table, and there was like you either go to college and you could come in and play, or you could go and redo your senior year, although you have the scholarships on the table. And I was like, who am I going to? Who am I going to be playing with?
Right.
And from time they mentioned certain players, I was like, yeah, I want to go there. That gives me another opportunity to make it even further than what I think I would be, where I think I would be. So I took advantage of it because they were recruiting only the top players in the nation. And at that
Mm-hmm.
time, by my senior year, I made a difference, um, receiving many awards, region, district MVP, all district. So it put me in a really good position. I was mentioned as one of the sleepers in Florida because I didn't have all the exposure, but people start to see against certain teams that I played that were ranked teams in the state
Mm-hmm.
that I put up great numbers, and I actually take the W with me. So that's how I got the recognition for that prep school to actually notice me, and
Ah,
that's why I choose to go.
man, that's great. That's great. No, so even so we have a disadvantage for some people even being in the Virgin Islands, that one of the things is a lot of people don't know about us, literally. They literally don't know about us, and going to the mainland as I want to say a nobody, and being on the radar, because when talent is there, people get to see talent and say, okay, where did this girl come from? Like they just came out of nowhere, and to be a person to come out of nowhere and be on the spot, like okay, like oh man, like yesterday we didn't know about you, I know today you just like okay, like you know what I mean. So I think that's one of the things too
Yeah,
as well that we do go through an experience, that we are nobody to them, and then we get on the scene and then we're like, oh wow, this person here has a lot of potential, this person is the truth, and that right there too kind of push us to where we gotta go. So I really feel that. So how was your after your senior year at the prep school? What was your other activities then?
I received a couple of scholarships to couple of Division 1 schools,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of slipped up because I really just wanted to go high major. Like the main thing for me was, nah, I gotta be seen on TV, ESPN this, ESPN that.
Straight
No, I
D1,
need to be playing at ESPN. So
literally.
I
Right,
need
right,
the
right.
Dukes, I need the Syracuse, I need all the biggest schools, and I didn't feel like settling for a mid major. And when I was invited, I had an invitation to come to different D1 schools, but they were all mid majors,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, yeah, I'll let you guys know when I'll let you guys know in a couple weeks or whatever. And that was my biggest mistake because I
Mm.
decided like even up to when URI offered a scholarship on the spot, University of Rhode Island, and
Okay.
they were in the Atlantic. I forgot, but they were actually a high mid major, and I didn't take advantage of it, and I just like, nah, I gonna wait. And as much as I keep waiting, they didn't wait for me.
Right.
And I didn't realize how much of a business it was. That yo, if somebody call, you better go. But
right.
that was because I just thought I was better than what I was. But I keep forgetting that everybody else out here
It's
looking
just
for the
as-
same thing you're looking
yeah.
for, and that's where I made the biggest mistake. And unfortunately, it put me in a position to have to go to a high division too, because then when I did choose to call back the different schools, there was like, we couldn't wait for you.
Right.
You told us you're going to call us back at this such and such a time. I know you called in 2.5 weeks later. We had to move on because we think you moved on. And I had to respect it. I had to respect the business and respect them for that. I couldn't even get upset. So I let it be, and I just decided, okay, I have to move on. So now I'm scrambling to try to find a school.
Right. So now you had schools to go to, and then now you like, oh damn, I ain't getting no, like I gotta look for places to go now.
Yeah, and but again, luckily, I had the right people in my corner, and my high school coach, he was really good, and being that he still had so much connection, and he had my film, he like got my film to certain schools, and I was actually had a scholarship offer from University of Montevallo. They were ranked number 12 in the nation. My junior year, we lost going into the NCAA tournament, but by my senior year, we were ranked top 4 in the nation, and we made it to the national championship and lost. But throughout that part of my career, that's where injuries took place. I came out starting the first like 9 games, and I was averaging anywhere between 14 to 16 points with 8 rebounds. And because I twisted and almost broke my ankle again for the second time, what happened? Everybody else waiting for you to mess up so they could step up, and that's exactly what happened. So as soon as that injury came, the next person was in line, and they started the rest of the season. I got pretty much pushed to the end of the bench, and it was an unfortunate thing for me. And certain players on the team were begging for me to be able to get my position back because they had love playing me, but they were just like, yo, like, ain't nothing we could do about it. Like, it is his coach's decision still. We could ask him because we love how you play, we love how you to get up and down, but right now he feels this is working, so we just can't run with it. I say respect. I messed up, so somebody else take the wheel.
So,
and
what
here we are today.
What year did you graduate high school?
I graduated in 2008.
2009, and then you went to university in
2008.
And then 2009 is when you went to university?
No, I actually went to that university in 2010.
Okay.
But my freshman year, 2008-2009 season, I went to Palm Beach Lakes Community College. That's where, I started scrambling and looking. And when I went there, my first 8 games, apparently after 8 games, you can't red shirt or you can't medical red shirt. I literally break my ankle, and it looked like a bowling ball in practice because I wanted to go so hard, and I break it, and I had to sit out the rest of the season up till even a month and a half after the season. I was still in a boot, and I was going to rehab. So I pretty much lost my freshman year, and I was trying to medical redshirt, but it couldn't happen because I played one game over. And it was an unfortunate situation. So again, with that, even up to the Division 1 schools that saw me, there was one if I was injury prone, they were scared to take me. But then I started walking out again in the spring, and apparently, Norfolk State was going to bring me in for a visit. And then Stanford, pardon me?
No, Norfolk State, the MEACs.
Yeah, MEAC conference. Stanford was looking to offer me a partial scholarship, but then was going to give me an academic scholarship because of my grades as well. So they were going to make it work
Right.
because they didn't have no space, but they really wanted to work with me. And after that day, my coach told me he got in contact with the assistant coach from Oklahoma. They want to see me. They want to bring me on a visit. And here I am working out during the summer, getting ready to go on these visits after my freshman year. And unfortunately, I popped my knee out of place. And it was
Okay.
just like,
Wait there,
when
wait
can
there.
I catch a break?
Oh man, and guess
And
what? All right, let's take a quick commercial break. I'm be right back in VLC action, talking to Mr. Jackson to see how this one break end up to this other break. All right. Hey, welcome back to VIOC action. We're here dribbling the basketball, shooting some hoops, and getting some rebounds with my man, Mr. Jackson. He over here just explaining to us how it felt, like literally how it felt to be doing so good, and then life happened. So, Mr. Jackson, welcome back again on the show. Explain to us, man, because right now, I mean, I feeling for you, and I mean, we talking like back in 2009, 10, and I'm like, man, this story. So let us know what happened after your break.
well, to finish what I was saying, basically, I was at a position where like I had those opportunities and something else happened, but I ended up having to settle again for another junior college. And when I went to another junior college, TCI, I played there with Khalid Gerard, one of the best players on the island as well.
Mm-hmm.
Him, we went up there. We played really well. We had different coaches in the gym text us, and they all loved us. But there was one game I'll never forget. Um, I took off. I took off almost one step in front of the free throw line, and when I took off, there was a player that stood under me, and for some strange reason, I still can't understand up to this day why some players do that. They see you in the air and they literally come up under you, and he took my leg out, and I was going straight down face first, and
Mm-hmm.
I put my arms in front of me, my hands in front of me, and I extended it. When I extended, I came down with a force, and I snapped my elbow.
Oh
So
wow.
that was it, and this wasn't even this was almost halfway through the season, so I was done for the season,
Literally.
and it was just like, when can I catch a break?
So
And
wait.
I was
So
just like praying.
your first thing was the ankle. You break your ankle. It swelled up like a bowling ball. The second thing now,
Yeah,
your knee out of place. After you done coming
yeah,
back, your knee went out of place. Alright, your knee out of place. That day done. You go ahead, you recover again. You went back in the gym. Boom, game. You in season now, mid season true, and now you're going up for the highlight dunk. A player, we ain't gonna call him a selfish player, but I ain't gonna lie. Some players do try. Some players mean to like, okay, well maybe I get a charge out of this. Or I don't know what they're going in their mind. Honestly, it's 2 points. Let it if for safety reasons, let the person do what they do because we still out there.
that's right.
So all right, you come down, bam, your elbow gone. This the third injury now.
Yeah,
Uh,
unfortunately.
all right.
And I was done. I was pretty much done for that season.
Mm-hmm.
So now back to the drawing board.
What year
Me
this
who
is
trying
now?
to go to Division One. Pardon me.
What year this is now?
This was 2009, 2010 now. This
Okay.
was my sophomore year.
All
So
right.
now, back to the drawing board, working out, trying to get right, trying to make sure everything's in place, got myself together. Now I hear hunting for a school. This is when most Division One school heard about my report. He got injured this, he got injured that. So now it's like they're putting me out there as injury prone. And I'm just like, man, that's not the case. It wasn't me that hurt myself.
Mm-hmm.
Someone is who hurt me. Like I
Right.
couldn't avoid it. It wasn't something that I could avoid or I did to myself. but it was what it was. That's when University of Montevallo contacted me, along with Bellarmine University contacted me as well. Bellarmine actually was the Division Two. They won the national championship the year before. They were trying to bring me in, and then they won it the year that I didn't go to their school,
Right, right.
and that was an unfortunate situation. But my senior year, we ended up meeting up with them, and we beat them in the Final Four, and then we went to the national championship, and unfortunately lost. But even up to my junior year, for some strange reason, I don't know what was wrong with my ankle that I ended up twisting it again. Like after that one time breaking it, it's as if my ankle was just ready for it was just prone to be twisted or messed up, and it was an unfortunate situation. And following my senior year, the same thing happened. But I had to figure out how to just strengthen it. And
Mm-hmm.
with that, I came home and used a lot of home remedies. Um, I even went to Alan so he could snap it back in place. He helped me a lot. He helped me with different stretches so I could really like strengthen it. I did so many workouts on the beach, in the water. I utilized all the resources we had on island
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that I was ready for whatever it is could have came my way after my senior year, because I was not about to fail.
Right.
Um, and following that, myself, like this is the thing. Like my best friend, Devon Peltier, he just couldn't figure it out for nothing. He just was wondering why is it that every time something big was gonna happen for you, some type of injury had to happen to you. Like there's nobody that had worse luck than you, and he felt so bad, but he was there with me through it all, and that's why I honestly grateful to have him in my corner, because he made sure that I was straight. He made sure he continued to push me so I could continue to be great. And we worked out together. We did everything together. We moved to Miami. We
Mm-hmm.
had we had an opportunity for this D League, for a D League tryout. They invited us. We came, and honestly, we showed out. We really, really showed out. And unfortunately, learning about the business of the game is it became personal, because we knew what we did in Miami, and we knew there was no way in the world we wasn't supposed to be chosen.
Mm-hmm.
And for us to have not been chosen after the show that we put on, that's when I realized this is really business.
Right.
And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, okay, cool. Sometimes it's about the money for them, or sometimes it's business. They're just doing it, but they already know they already have a team or whatever, because there's nobody in the gym I felt was even close to the level that I was on when I was playing in that particular um, in a particular invitation.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it was an unfortunate situation. Went to a couple of international camps, and got invited to from the FIBA Americas. Um, One of the representatives, he wanted to hook us up with one of the teams either in Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, but he never contacted us back. So it kind of killed it. It killed. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It killed my whole energy. Like it was just like, yo, I got bills coming, and I gotta figure something out, because for some strange reason I don't know why, but this is not working.
Right,
You know,
right.
and he himself, he just didn't want to let it go either. But like his, we wasn't kids anymore, and we knew that we had responsibilities, and we had to do whatever we had to do to continue to make it in life. You
So
know, but
during what
here we are.
what year is this now?
This year is 2012.
Okay, so
This is
four
after
years after you
after
graduate.
Ali.
Right. So 4 years after
Yeah.
graduate, went through the whole college university, went through the whole university, finished there, had your first breakout year invitation to the D League, and the D League happened. The situation when I was like, okay, well, dang, all right, well, I gotta start choosing Plan B now. I mean, I love basketball, but also bills love bills is coming up too. So what I do like to let some of the younger listeners know is that you know how we all have a dream and you all have the right to pursue your dreams, right? Um, but it is some reality in dreams, and it's something called bills in dreams too as well, where a lot of time we don't have the support system like other people may have. So when do you cut off the time to continue to push or not to push? You know, and everybody's situation is different, but you do have to understand. Okay, hey, basketball is one of those sports that is like 1 in a million that actually get to make it. I mean, out of all the other athletes, but you got so much of thousands of athletes to choose from, not many of them got a chance to even make it into the league, right? And of course, there's other leagues, there's semi-pros, there's leagues across the world, which is better opportunities or chances. But it's still a small number out there because there's only 15 people on the roster, if that. So it's like, where do you cut the line, or where do you be like, well, let me do this part time, like you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
explain to me what made that decision when you guys didn't make it in the D League at that point.
Um, well, the decision I made again was I needed to find me a job,
Mm-hmm.
actual job, and fortunately, my one of my best friends, my other best friends, like a brother to him, he was working for a music label, and with that music label, he they already knew who I was. They like the CEO, all of them knew who I was. The artist knew who I was, and they was like,
Okay.
"Hey, you wanna try to help us put on this event or this show or whatever?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And this is me in Miami, and I'm just like, let's do it. So it was a situation that I helped them put on a show, and they made so much money off of this show that they cut me a check that opened my eyes up to like, hey, I guess I guess there is money out there for me outside from basketball money.
Mm-hmm.
And they sat me down at the round table and they went over a contract with me to sign to the label, and I ended up signing to the label for 3 years
Okay.
before I decided I was gonna leave.
Okay, so we know 2012 and 2015. All right, 3 years later.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, 3 years later. Um, after that, I I made enough money with them to where I was like I could have walked away because I just didn't like the direction that my life was going into
Okay.
when it came to the music industry stuff like that and the type of parties that I was like, nah, this ain't what I need right now. I need to set myself up. And at that point, bringing back my one of my best friends again. He had an idea. We already was doing music before I even did the music label, and we had our group. Our company name Studio Bum Group. We
Okay.
decided we decided that hey, this is what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna just continue to push our artists, and we're gonna have to work on certain things. Let's look into real estate. Let's look into more things with the money that we do have. And so said, so done. So for the 2 years, myself and him was working with a few of our business colleagues in New York.
Okay.
I was flipping houses,
Okay.
you know, and that wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard. So for them 2 years,
Which is
that's what I was
2017 now.
working on.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, 2017, and throughout that day, throughout that, it came to a point that I was like, yo, like we need to start something else for ourselves down here. So we took our company name, Studio Bum Group, and we decided that we're gonna sign artists and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And we sign a DJ as well as um, a photographer to get stuff done, to get work done, put them in good positions, and then we decided we're going to launch a clothing line. We decided to launch a clothing line. Most people from the islands already know about it. King and Queen.
Right. Right.
Um, myself, called El Petros. Everybody knows him as Deli Banger and Andre Henry. Um, and when we did it with intentions to fund a lot of the projects that we was working on music wise, and
Mm-hmm.
it actually been doing really really well. One of the successful clothing lines that's actually local clothing lines that's actually on island, and
Right, right.
from there we just saw more and more opportunities with it, and the King and Queen brand itself, it helped us to understand and look at life a lot differently because of how we carry ourselves, and we just shifted directions from music to working on fashion. So we've been working on fashion since then, and we just been going harder and harder and harder. But a part of me was just like, I'm missing something.
Right.
I'm missing something, and it was like I I couldn't help it. I couldn't. I felt like I was getting out the shape, and I was like, this isn't me. This isn't me. This isn't how me. I could do this, but I need the real me. And with that, that's when I was like, man, I need to get back in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
it
this
was
is
on
now
hard
like
for me, and I
2018
was
now.
just, pardon me.
So this is like around 2018.
Yeah, 2018, 2019, going into 2019. Yeah, I
Okay.
was just like, I started linking back up with Devon Peltier and Xavier Richards, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just seeing that they was doing the things that I love. I was just like, nah, I can't be out of this. Like, this isn't it for me. I can't.
So,
I'm not settling.
so
You know, and
you took 7 years off pretty much, and that part of you were
yeah,
missing, and it was like, man, like I really need to go back to like to find your piece, and your piece was running
yeah,
ball, is running ball, or at least the athletic, the fitness part about it, and yeah,
yeah,
so you got back in. So we in the 2019, you got back in,
yeah.
and
Because
now you feel good now.
yeah, yeah. Because the thing is, the basketball program down here, like for adults, it wasn't it wasn't really as as competitive as it was back in the day. Like when I was coming down for from high school for summer breaks, basketball was everything, and everybody was there. Everybody participated, and I'm talking about the level of competition was up there. Like I said, a few of the names that I mentioned, they were a part of it too, and I was I was very fortunate to come down my before my I think it was 2006, and I ended up winning the Man League MVP at 17 years old, and I was the youngest player to ever do it. So when at that point again, like my in my mind, I was like, nah, like I've developed into a whole different player because before when I was living here, I couldn't even do the things I was doing. But now I went to the States and became a whole different player. I came down here to win the Man League MVP at age 17. It was a major stepping stone for me, and ever since then, I haven't played in the summer leagues down here but
So
one more time
what?
because I was just like, nah, I know exactly what I need to do.
So
And what
so
I needed to do was stay in the States and continue to get better and better and better and play against the players that I know will push me up there, you know?
so apart. So it sounds what this is over 10 years now, and the basketball program that you grew up into, you don't see that here today. What it was like when you was
No.
growing up at that particular time from '08 to '09. I mean, sorry, from '06 to '08, around that time frame there. What do you think some of the things our federations, or at least the local community, our federations can do to start that program back up again, to give these athletes the same chances that you had, so they don't have to leave to go to the mainland?
Well, honestly, it's not all up to just the community itself. It's up to the players as well. One thing I've always learned is discipline and hard work. And if we ourselves can't be disciplined, and work hard. Like, how is it that someone else will respect respect the game and be disciplined to the game and show hard work trying to play the game? Um, it's just that we just have to. It's all about respect, respecting ourselves, and if we could respect ourselves, I honestly think that we could change things around here. Again, it's only so big the place is, and there's only so many players we have. So instead of working against each other, we all need to work together to actually create create what was, you know what I'm saying, and
Mm-hmm.
make it be. Because they have so many kids coming up these days looking up to us for leadership. And these kids lead by example, and if we are a good example to them, if we out here cursing on the court or going at the ref, talking back to the ref, and not just letting the ref do his job and you do your job, then what do you think the kid's going to end up doing? And that's the biggest thing right now. But outside of that, again, instead we hold one head. It's so many, everybody trying to do it, everybody trying to do their own thing, and that's never gonna work. And that's why in this community, as a black community, it's it sucks because we're so small as is. And I hate to bring race involved, but when I see the Caucasians do it, they work together, and when they work together, they become successful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we work against each other because we're not trying to hold one head.
Right.
When we always trying, you know, so it's an unfortunate thing, but sadly we can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
We can, but if we don't have respect for each other and respect for ourselves, it, it's as if it's gonna eventually just disappear. You know, and the kids only gonna get so far down here, and then after that, by the time they get to the high school level, they most likely wouldn't improve as much because we don't give to them what it is that that's missing, that's been lacking of the community. You know, so unless we involve ourselves more in the future of the kids and help them out and guide them and show them discipline,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be an unfortunate thing for them. That's why most athletes, you know, it's hard to have enough successful athletes straight from here versus sending them to the mainland to see things differently, and then they make it from the mainland. But I would love for that to happen down here itself. That we could be a mecca of sports as well. That we could have everything down here, and we could groom and make our children or make the youth of of the future generations become what it needs to be right from here, and then go and become successful without having to use the mainland as as their only way to make it.
I hear that. And guess what? We'll come right back again with another break. Hey, definitely agree with everything that you're saying. And the Voyage Islands, we will definitely get together. VIOC in action. Be right back in a minute. All right. Hey, welcome back to VIOC in action. We're here listening in to Mr. Jackson telling us his story, his unbreakable, his breakable story to his dreams in basketball from being away from it for over 7 years and coming back to where it all started at to where he's at today. And literally, next week we have a big show because guess what? We have the Virgin Islands versus Cuba national team. Let's just call it the roots from our home team. Yes, that's what it is. 20. So we really gearing up for this. It's called FIBA AmeriCup qualifiers, where we literally gonna beat any team that we come into our territory, and that's just how it is. The game is going on Monday, February 24th at 7 p.m. at UVI Sports Fitness Center. And guess what? It's only $5. And if you guys see me, the first person who see me down there, hey, that's cool. You guys, I'll pay your way in because that's how we're gonna go. So hopefully everybody get to come out see the game. Is it's kind of rare to see other national teams in the Virgin Islands because we never really have a lot of other countries that's in here. So it's cool. And then guess what? If it's a national team, we talking about professional players from other countries that we actually get a chance to see, get some photographs, talk to them, and see how things are. Because in different countries, people do things very different, just as we do things here. And it's cool to see that there to see how. the Cubans gonna be playing basketball against our own Virgin Islanders. All right, Mr. Jackson. So, are you game? Are you game for this game?
Of course, I'm game for the game. I've been working too hard. You know what I'm saying? Too long to just lay it out. Go like, nah. I gonna put everything that I have to put on the floor, and I gonna leave it right there.
Very
I just hype really and truly. I just ready to get on and pop in. To be honest with you, and I definitely want the crowd behind us. I want our community to come out. I want our supporters, even people that don't even understand the game. If you don't, this could be a first time to experience one and be able to, clock in and see what's going on and see what we're doing for our community, especially the kids. The kids need to come out definitely so they can look to see the same people that they look up to. You know what I'm saying? Doing the things that they love to do as well as we love to do. So I definitely looking forward to it. I just ready for this W. To be honest with you.
Nah, one of the good things that I like here that we haven't seen a long time. So I like to call it as in, you know how we see professionals on TV, celebrities. It's our country, or at least our athletes, our professional athletes. They don't live here, so it's kind of hard for the locals here to like to just read names from a paper, hear them on the radio, because like, okay, it's cool and you represent us, but we actually get to see you here, like it's a real person, like, oh yeah, Mr. Jackson, he here for real. Like, this is the person you read about in the paper. I want to be like this guy. I get to see how this guy attitude is on the court and after court. It's real, and I think what you're gonna bring to that team, to our team, is the energy. I've been watching our games lately, and I know for a fact that we've been missing somebody like you on the team, and it makes a big difference to be like, you got really good sportsmanship, and the team, you really gonna get them locked in, like this is the real deal. Like, we just ain't out here lollygagging, So I think you're gonna bring that real good sportsmanship to this team and that energy to our team right now, and we're gonna go full forward. Definitely. Yeah, check. I
Definitely.
do I do ask, is there any way people get in contact with you? Any social media where you could get, where are your fans at, or anything? Where can people contact you at?
On Facebook, my name is Javon Jackson. Jervan, Jackson. On Instagram, V as in Victor and then Islands zero
Mm-hmm.
seven. That's on Instagram, of course. I don't do too much Twitter, but Twitter is V Islands 07 as well. But I would pull up my phone number, but I don't think that would be a good
Nah, just
idea.
just let them
So
hit you
I'm
up
not
on
gonna.
social
I'm,
media. That's it.
I'm not gonna mention that.
Right. If they want phone
But
number, they could hit me
definitely.
up, and I'll let them know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But nah, I really looking forward to it a whole lot. Like you said, the biggest thing for me is bringing that energy, bringing that intensity and experience. Like, because myself playing against certain players before that are playing professionally right now, I understand exactly what it took for them to get there. And I know there are some younger players than me on the court on my team, and I definitely gonna look out for them. I'm gonna talk to them. I'm gonna talk to them, and I'm gonna make sure I embrace them and let them know, yo, I got your back. And
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly what it is that I expect from them, to have my back, because at the end of the day, again, we are brothers keepers. So no matter what, we're gonna make sure that we take on what we take on together. If when we going in together to win. I ain't even gonna say lose. Ain't no part of this is a lose. Like, we're about to come out with a W, and we're gonna make our Virgin Islanders proud, and so they could see exactly what he's been working hard to establish and have down here, so the kids again could see that we have what it takes to go to the next level, and
And
they have the same opportunities that we're gonna help create for them.
if
You know,
you had one thing to say to our K through 12 athletes in the territory, what would that one thing be right now?
the biggest thing for me, I always believe in this there, and I learned this there from Coach Harvey. No books, no Bob. You know what I'm saying? Like, before you could get done on the court, you have to do it in the classroom because regardless or whatever, like you can't step on the court. You won't be eligible to play if you can't get it done in the classroom.
And
You know
there's
what
a
I'm saying? Like, so
mm-hmm.
what he said is important. Um, you know what I'm saying? Coach Carey, like, I always been having my back as well. And he always teach me straight up. These kids here could only learn from us. So make sure that we do the right thing because they're always watching.
All right. See, so student athletes, it's the reason why it's called a student athlete. You're a student first and an athlete second. If you don't have that grade point average, if you don't have those grades, well, you're gonna be in the bleachers watching a very good game. I can tell you that. You know. So definitely schoolers, stay in school and don't be a fool. You don't hear that a lot of time. Yes, I, Mr. Jackson. Thank you once again for coming on the air. You're always welcome here
It was
in
a
V.
pleasure.
Always welcome to VIOC in action whenever it is. Any updates and it is for basketball. Let me know. I'll be sure to let our viewers know, our hearers, our listeners out there, let them know what's going on. Anything kind of got coming up in the future, just let me know. I'll let everybody know. Put it up on the Instagram, which you guys can find me at my Instagram at B17BOOKIE. Definitely hit me up there. That's the quickest way you could definitely get contact with me. I'll be able to let you guys know. Every weekend from 12 to 1 is VIOC Action on 107.9. The Vibe live in the building. Virgin Islands, Tokyo 2020. We are coming for you guys. And in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be qualifications all across the world. And guess what? Some of them are going to be from the Virgin Islands, and that's who we are. Mr. Jackson, yes, I.
To that.
Thanks, man. So I guess
Bless.
what? I see you at the game. Hey, and stay cool. Yes,
For
I.
sure, for sure, for sure.
All right,
All right,
man.
bless.
Yes.